Hey, what's going on, everybody in this amazing group? It's Trevor with your Tuesday Metabolic Briefing. Today we're going to be talking about metabolic stress and why it negatively affects losing body fat. So this is one of the most important topics that we'll probably talk about the entire week because many people deal with stress, don't they? I know you're watching this and you're probably dealing with a lot of stress, whether that be family stress, relational stress, work-life balance, whatever it is. Your body reads all of that as metabolic stress. And stress can actually damage the body and reduce the body's capability to lose body fat. Yes, I know, isn't it crazy? See, what stress does, there's a couple things, but one, stress increases cortisol. All right, cortisol is our stress hormone. So every time you feel stressed, what happens is your body starts releasing little surges of cortisol to help your body deal with that stress. Stress is a metabolic input. So every time you feel stress, you know that your body is reacting to it. And so for our system in the metabolic operating system, what we focus on is regulating stress because we can never get rid of stress. That's impossible. You can't get rid of stress. Right? Stress is in everybody's lives. It's how you deal with that stress that makes the biggest difference in your life and, of course, in your body. Right? Do you ever notice that, suddenly you see somebody and then suddenly, like a few years later, they look old, they look aged, they look weathered? You know what that is? That's because of stress. Stress ages the body in more than one way, but it actually increases cortisol levels to the point where your body cannot recover properly. You see, in our system, what we focus in on is helping your body recover properly, right? So we need to make sure to protect our recovery signals. The number one recovery signal that you need to protect every single night is sleep. Okay, guys, like this cannot be overstated. We need to make sure that we're getting high quality sleep. Okay, not long bouts of sleep. We don't need 8 hours, okay? That's a myth. You don't need to sleep 8 hours every night. What we need to do is make sure you hit the perfect amount of REM sleep and deep sleep for your body. We have to go through all the sleep stages, but we need to make sure to have very specific or long durations of deep sleep and REM sleep. That's how we protect our metabolic recovery system, right? And if you're getting not great REM sleep and not great deep sleep, and then you're stressing your body throughout the day, guess what happens? Your body becomes protective. It becomes protective of itself. And so you're not going to lose weight. And also what ends up happening is you gain weight faster because the body's in protection mode. And that basically what it does is your body's going to store glucose as fat. It's going to convert glucose into triglycerides stored as body fat very easily. So it all starts with building the foundation, right? If we're to build a house, you're not going to start with the roof first, right? I don't think that anybody that's in that's listening right now, or watching, not listening, but watching me right now, is in the the house building market and it says, oh, let's start with the roof first. We don't start with the roof first. We start with foundational materials first, right? We dig out the basement, we lay the foundation, we do all that stuff first. And once we have that foundation solid, and then we start building the walls and, we start building the structure of the house, right? Well, same thing with your metabolism, right? Like sleep is the foundation of your metabolism. Just had to adjust my speaker there. If we really skimp on sleep, what ends up happening? You're behind the 8 ball all day long, right? And so then your body can't deal with the incoming stress very well, which accumulates cortisol, and that pushes up glucose, and that causes your body to start to get back in protection mode, right? And remember, in the metabolic operating system, our focus is getting your body out of protection mode, right? We want to build metabolic stability with our body, metabolic trust, right? But if you're not laying that foundation with proper sleep, we're creating an issue. We're getting behind the 8 ball, right? We're not getting in front of it, right? We're staying behind it. So if you're not getting great sleep, and then what ends up happening is you have a very stressful day, and then you can't recover from that stressful day, and the next day is stressful, 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 guess what happens? Your body becomes really protective. You gain weight fast. You have lower energy levels, lower libido, low testosterone levels, low energy levels, right? So it's a cycle. So it all starts at the beginning, guys. At the beginning, we have our foundational piece, which is sleep, right? Now, what I really want to focus on is what happens after you have a stressful day. Because here's the thing, you can't run away from stress. right? Like when we were our ancestors, like thousands and thousands of years ago, we ran away from saber-toothed tigers, right? We had a saber-toothed tiger chasing us, that's stress on the body, and then what ends up happening, our bodies produce more glucose, so we can run away from that saber-toothed tiger, right? Well, today we have the same sort of situation, but instead of a saber-toothed tiger chasing us, it's family deadlines, work deadlines, family responsibilities, kids responsibilities, kid activities. We have all this stress coming at us, right? And how our bodies handle that is a direct correlation to first our sleep, but how we really handle the stress. Because at the end of the day, if your body can't handle stress properly, your body will start to break down, right? And that's not what we want. So I was just actually on a coaching call like about 15, 20 minutes ago, talking to this about another client. But what we need to do is we need to create recovery blocks in our day. So you have to put in your schedule recovery blocks, right? And I can go into more of this in detail later because I'm only got about 4 minutes left on this recording. But you have to protect yourself after a stressful day, right? You cannot go and have a stressful day and sit on your phone and think you're decompressing, because you're pushing dopamine, you're scrolling, you're creating issues with your blue light and not able to recover properly. So we have to protect that. So what do? Well, first, what I would suggest, if you have a very stressful day, first thing, hot shower. Yes, you're probably like, Trevor, I shower in the morning. What are you talking about? Hot shower with eucalyptus oil or some type of oil, like an aromatic oil that helps pull the body out of the sympathetic nervous system state and deep into your parasympathetic nervous system state. Hot always does that, right? Cold gets the body into a sympathetic nervous system state, right? Like cold plunges, right? Where a hot shower allows the body to relax. That's why everybody feels better after a hot shower. Like everyone takes a hot shower in the morning, not a cold shower. Duh, right? So hot shower after a stressful day, right? At least for 10 minutes, if not more. So tell your significant other, hey babe, I'm going to my hot shower. I won't be available for 15 minutes. Have a hot shower. And then the recovery is now starting, right? We're starting the recovery. Now, what do you do after the hot shower? Well, now that your muscles are nice and relaxed and you're now into sort of more of a parasympathetic nervous system state, then we start to look at stretching and mobility, right? Because the whole thing around this, guys, is we want a body that moves, right? We want a body that feels, flexible, and like we want to wake up in the morning feeling great, right? We don't want to wake up in the morning feeling stiff and tired, right? So I would just say 15 minutes for stretching mobility. I'll put an app that I use personally for myself. It's called GoWOD. You should be using it also. You don't have to use it, but I would say I would recommend if you're looking more like you want to feel better, download that app. Like the membership is $12 a month. It's like really good investment. Stretching. So you got hot shower, stretching, and then reading. Now you're not reading like a thick manual. You're not reading like the encyclopedia or whatever. You're not doing that. You're reading a book that's just nice and easy to read, a simple book, something that doesn't require thinking, but put away your phone. After that stretch session, put away your phone. Put it on charge it up for the night, and don't look at it anymore, right? That's the mistake so many people make, right? They try to decompress by doing this, right? Swiping through TikTok or looking at that. It doesn't work, right? Because your brain is actually still pushing dopamine out, and you're still getting you're getting the blue light back in your face, and you're not truly decompressing. So put the phone away after your stretch. Don't look at it anymore. Read for at least 10, 15 minutes. Then what you want to focus on is having something that's going to help pull your body into a deep sleep. Now, I recommend magnesium. You guys don't have to use it, but magnesium, I take it half an hour before I go to bed, teaspoon in water, mix it up, drink it, done, right? Then 15 minutes before bed, I use sublingual melatonin. You don't have to use it. I wouldn't, like, if you feel like melatonin is not something you use, don't use it. But it's good because it allows the body a little bit more of the melatonin boost to help push your body deep into a deep sleep, right? We want our bodies to get into a deep sleep, right? So deep sleep, you want to get into deep sleep within 3 hours so if you go to bed at 9, we want deep sleep to happen between 9 and 12, right? We don't want to get a deep sleep at 2 or 3 in the morning. That's when your body's starting to wake up, right? So And I track this all by watch. Okay, I've got 30 seconds left. But you should be tracking, or you should be getting a watch that can track your sleep cycles so that you understand where your deep sleeps are and where your light sleep are and where your REM sleep is. You should be getting most of your deep sleep in between 9 and 12. You should be getting your REM sleep between 1 and 2 or 3 max, and then you should start to wake up between 3 and 6. Those are the natural rhythms of sleeping. Okay, I've got 10 seconds left, guys, so I will, if you want me to record another video around recovery, I will for sure. Just comment recovery underneath this video, and let's continue to rebuild your metabolism. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.